guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin.
That's right, Zeno-sama had thrown a great wave of white energy to the ground that was assimilated to the moon. Nevertheless, a great explosion would be created by all that place. At the moment that everything was dissipated, Black and Kakarot would observe the moon filament. In that instant, both began to transform into two gigantic Uzorus. At the moment, Zeno-sama would say to himself, "So you've achieved it. I hope you reach the transformation of Super Saiyan Phase 4 when you get all that majestic power. I'll absorb you." That's right, the Zeno-sama of the future was much more evil than the Zeno-sama of the past, and the only thing he wanted was the power beyond a king of everything. Zeno-sama watched as everything around him trembled, and various spheres of energy destroyed the whole place. I, as the king of everything, I give you the ability, divine control. At that moment, a tiny ray came out of Zeno-sama's finger towards Black and Kakarot, who were able to regain consciousness, managing to control all that power. What happened? Why does my body feel so much bigger? So, we've transformed into Zorus. At that moment, both began to transform into Super Saiyan Phase 4. Kakarot had access to the Super Saiyan Phase 4 Blue, while Black to his Rose state. At that moment, the whole sky of the dimension began to have rays, and at that moment, both subjects would appear with their new transformations, leaving Zeno-sama surprised. The power they gave off is impressive. They even surpassed the power of Daishinken. They're still no match for me. I'd better finish them now that I can. However, Zeno-sama was not the only one who planned to finish them off, since at that moment Kakarot already wished to end Zeno-sama's life by communicating telepathically with Black. Now that we've obtained all this power, we're ready to finish with this dwarf. So get ready, at the slightest opportunity, we'll do it. Don't you think it's too soon? We must master all this power. We could do that on our own, since that miserable dwarf also wants to finish us off. What do you say? Why do you think that? He has been training us. As far as I can tell, what he wants is to take our powers. Since his ki power is mixed with the guardian angels, there's no other explanation. That's right, Kakarot, by leaving his kind side, had become much more intelligent and cold, not letting anything go unnoticed. At that moment, Zeno-sama would approach them. Congratulations! You've reached Super Saiyan Phase 4. Now just master your power. That is essential for your ki, as it's not so heavy and have better agility in battles. Black and Kakarot began to train. Zeno-sama was also looking for the opportunity to finish with one of them in one blow or leave them on the verge of death, because if being joined together, they would be a real problem. At the end of their training, both were a little exhausted, or that was what Zeno-sama believed, since both subjects were also reserving energy for an unexpected attack. At that very moment, Zeno-sama would launch an attack. It is now, mere mortals, I'll keep your powers. Zeno-sama would direct a powerful blow to Black, who did not have the same power as Kakarot, since this one was a little weaker. However, he was surprised when Black had increased his power from one moment to another, pushing him away with the explosion of his ki. So you really wanted to finish with all of us. You're a bastard. You never wanted to help us increase our power. You only wanted us to be part of you. There's no point in hiding my intentions. You're right. I just wanted you to become more powerful than take your power for myself. Too bad that won't be possible, because now we're capable of entering your miserable life. Don't make me laugh, you fucking mortal. They must have no energy since they just finished their training, so you're not able to do anything against me. Why don't you check for yourself, if we can't do anything back? Zeno-sama, furious, would throw himself against Kakarot and Black, but to his surprise, both released a power even greater than Zeno-sama knew. That's right, the power of both had been so much that it would leave even Zeno-sama surprised. I can't be. This hasn't been happening. I've trained those damn monsters. I agreed to end my life. Those Saiyans just like me from the beginning through to the end of my life. At that moment, Black and Kakarot threw themselves against Zeno-sama, who in spite of being a king of everything was not able to do anything. That's right, Zeno-sama seemed to be a simple insect. The power of Black Kakarot hid was even so great that it surpassed the power of a king of everything. and they were capable of facing 3 Zeno-samas at the same time. After Black and Kakarot had humiliated him in the worst way, they had left him very badly injured on the floor.
So you call yourself a king of everything? You've bitten the dust more times than I can remember. You're nothing more than a simple insect.
We're the only true ones to be called the kings of all, not a simple weakling like you, who doesn't even know how to rule the universes. Damn you! I should never have trusted such cursed subjects as you. I should have absorbed you from the beginning, the worst creation in all existence. Well, a simple creation will finish the king of everything. How funny, don't you think? In that instant, Black and Kakarot would touch the body of Zeno-sama, starting to devour all his spiritual sea. All that power was entering the body of Kakarot and Black. That's right, their bodies seemed to fill with energy. The screams of Zeno-sama were chilling. Zeno-sama at that moment regretted having finished with the lives of all the angels, since they also felt all this agony. At the moment that Zeno-sama was without power, they stopped absorbing energy. At that moment, the power of both Saiyans had increased in an incredible way. That's right, the power of both subjects already surpassed the power of a king altogether. This power is amazing. We must control it, and we'll finally start with what we've been wishing for a long time. At that moment, Kakarot would charge a sphere of energy, throwing it to the weakened Zeno-sama, finishing with the life of this one and not leaving any trace.
You're right, Black. Let's master all this power, and we'll finally finish with all those bastards.
Kakarot and Black began to control all the power they had absorbed from Zeno-sama. Meanwhile, on the planet of Earth in the past, there was 1 day left for the Tournament of Power, in which everyone was ready. So, Universe 7 would look very confident in taking the victory. The next day, the big moment had come. The members of Universe 7 would be Frieza, Vegeta, Piccolo, Gohan, Trunks, Master Roshi, Krillin, Tenshinhan, and androids 17 and 18. That's right, all these warriors would be the representatives of Universe 7.
Well, I hope you're ready, because in 5 minutes the High Priest will teleport us to the realm of nothingness.
I trust you. You have the necessary power, so you can do it. At that moment, all the warriors would be teleported to the realm of nothingness, and at the moment of arriving, not so much had happened in which all the universes would begin to arrive. At the moment of arriving, the Universe 11, all the warriors gave off an amazing power, leaving surprised all the other gods and participants of the tournament. At that moment, at the top of the hole, the Great Priest would make an appearance. Thank you all for coming. The rules that I explained in the Tournament of Strength are still maintained. The best universe will win. Start! In that moment, all the warriors were launched against everyone. That's right, the Tournament of Power had begun. Meanwhile, in the Room of Time, after that year, Black and Kakarot had been able to dominate all that heavy power. It's time, Kakarot. We're able to powerfully be enough.
I agree with you, Black. It's time to pay those bastards a visit.
Black would raise his power a little, being able to open a dimension, through which Black and Kakarot would leave. At the moment of leaving, Black would use his time ring, creating a space rift. But unlike before, Black, to overcome the power of a king of everything, had the ability to stay in that place as long as he wished, and would not be dragged by the space-time. Black and Kakarot would arrive to planet Earth, observing everything. At the moment, Bulma noticed 2 subjects. She'd panic.
But if it's Goku and Black, aren't you two supposed to be trapped? So you Bulma knew that Vegeta's insect did it to me, and you agreed. Now because of that act, I'm gonna wipe out this whole miserable planet.
Bulma would not believe what Goku would say, since she knew him since he was a child and knew that his behavior was not like that. But her impression was great when she realized that Goku was talking seriously. That's right, the Goku she knew was dead. His heart now possessed evil. Kakarot didn't care about destroying the Earth with a single attack. That's right, the planet Earth at that moment would explode, ending the lives of all mortals. Kakarot and Black searched quickly the entire universe without success. Damn it! Where the hell are those damned ones? At that moment, Kakarot would remember the Tournament of Power, and by teleporting to the planet of Beerus, his doubts would be completely solved.
Black! All the gods, angels, and most powerful mortals are in that place that Zeno-sama Daishaken created for the Tournament of Power.
That'll be a problem since we don't know how to get to that place. Kakarot and Black were in deep thought. However, at that moment, they had been able to feel the power of Zeno-sama. That's right, since they both possessed a key in the same dimension of a king, that they would be able to feel the power of Zeno-sama. Kakarot and Black would use hoods that would cover their entire face, and at that moment they would teleport. However, both had enough power to disappear their ki completely and prostrate themselves in a place that was even higher than the High Priest. Observing everything that had happened, at the moment that both subjects had arrived, at the moment no universe had been destroyed. However, the two subjects stared at the entire Universe 7, especially the Saiyan Vegeta, who felt a strong pressure falling on him. "What the hell is happening? I feel a pressure crushing me." Vegeta, without giving importance, would pass to the Super Saiyan Blue to relieve a little pressure. At that moment, Black, without containing his anger, from above would give a scream. "Prince, good for nothing! You're nothing! Your power is a shame!" At that moment, all the fights had stopped when observing two guys who were at the top of the mountain. "Damn worm, what did you say?"
What you heard, insect. You're Prince good for nothing.
Vegeta, furious, would launch an attack, giving him a few good blows to Black. However, all the angels realized that although Vegeta's blows would hit, he wasn't hurting him. Vegeta at that moment would realize the power of his opponents, passing the Super Saiyan Blue maximum power, making everything tremble and leaving surprised all the other gods.
If you raise your power, I'll do the same.
At that moment, Black began to increase his power, leaving everyone surprised, even Daishinkan. Black's power seemed to have no limits. Black would begin to raise his power in an incredible way, leaving even Daishinkan surprised, since the power that was being released was comparable to that of an angel.
Who is that guy? He must not be an ordinary mortal, since his power exceeds by dozens of times the power of a god, being on par with an angel.
At that moment, a pink aura would cross the entire realm of nothingness. At that precise moment, Vegeta would remember Black. However, he did not believe it, knowing that they were in the future, locked in the time room.
I don't know who the hell you are, but your power seems very familiar to an enemy I defeated a few years ago.
So, you defeated me, good for nothing, Prince. Do you want me to beat you back the way I beat you last time? I'm your worst nightmare.
Black at that precise moment was able to give him a powerful blow, which would make the Prince of the Saiyans spit blood. Meanwhile, in the stands of the spectators, Beerus had been surprised, since he knew that the power of Vegeta was not weak at all.
Who is that guy? How was he able to bring Vegeta to his knees? Stand up, you bastard. Right now, we'll return the favor for leaving us in that damn room. We'll finish you all off.
This can't be happening. You guys are...
So you figured it out. That's right, we are Black and Goku, who you left us locked in the time room, and we've come to finish you all off.
At that moment, Jiren would approach Black. I don't know what you want, but I won't let you interrupt the tournament of which I'll be the winner. I want to bring back my family, so go away. Black would ignore him, but at that moment, Jiren would direct a powerful blow. However, Kakarot would stand in front of that great blow, stopping it with one hand. But the power had been so much, leaving their faces exposed.
But if it's Goku, how is this possible? Wasn't he sealed in the future? Damn it! Black and Lord Goku are back! The power that they have obtained can't be calculated. If Black was able to bring my father to his knees. Beerus! Beerus! So you know that the traitor Vegeta left me locked in the time room, and you weren't able to do anything. You're a bastard. That wasn't my problem, it's a mortal's business.
Goku in that moment, furious, would give a scream, passing into the Super Saiyan Blue Phase 3. With a great blow, would send Jiren to fly, and at a great speed, Goku would take Beerus by the head, dragging him all over the platform of the Tournament of Power. Beerus, without being able to do anything, only received such a brutal beating in a matter of seconds. Vegeta, without holding back, would increase his power to the maximum. That's right, Vegeta in that same moment began to increase his power to the max, and Black would observe this, would move away just a little bit.
That's right, Prince. Increase your power to the maximum, because I want to crush you when you are using everything you have.
Daishinkan at that moment would about to launch himself to stop them. However, in the words of Zeno-sama, would take him out of his thoughts.
No, Daishinkan. This is too much fun. Let everyone face my friend Goku and the being that looks like Goku.
But sir, this is a lousy idea. The power of both guys is incredible and it seems they're still far from their limits. This could be a lousy idea. Didn't you hear what the king said? Don't contradict him.
Daishaken at that moment would only begin to observe everything that was happening. At that very moment, Vegeta had accessed the Ultra Ego dominated 100%.
With this power, I'm much more powerful than a god of destruction, so I can finish you quickly.
All the gods of destruction were very astonished by the power of the warrior of Universe 7.
The power of that mortal is incredible. The only one who could face him would be Jiren, but despite that, he would have a very difficult battle with that Saiyan.
Meanwhile, with the Saiyan Goku and Beerus, Jiren at that moment would enter the battle, giving a strong blow to Goku, which would make Goku release Beerus.
I don't know who the hell you are, but the blow you dealt me earlier, I swear I'll return it to you by returning every one of your bones to ashes. I wonder if you can do it. You're a mere mortal with a little power.
Jiren at that moment was furious and would raise his power to the maximum, creating a great stream of fire all around. The Vermouth god of Universe 7 would be surprised when realizing that Jiren released 100% of all his power. However, Jiren's power was not the most surprising since at that very moment the powerful god among the 12 had accessed his transformation, which he had never used, and his destructive energy was shooting everywhere. The most surprised would be Black, since the power of Beerus could not compare with anything to Beerus of his timeline.
Apparently, the power of that god at that time is much more powerful, but it'll not be enough to kill Kakarot. Don't say stupid things. You hadn't had the training with an angel, so you don't know how to master his ki. You're right. We didn't have the training with an angel. We had training with the king of everything from the future, being much more powerful than the angels. The only one capable of facing us would be Daishaken.
That can't be possible. What you're saying are simple lies.
I don't care what you believe. Even today, you'll cease to exist.
Vegeta, without caring about what Black had told him, would throw himself against him. However, Black dodged all his blows, and that was Black who was dominating the Ultra Instinct. It was that Vegeta's power was very distant from Black's, and even Black was still in Super Saiyan Rose. He still then accessed his Phase 3. Meanwhile, Beerus and Goku would stare at each other, and at that moment, the clash of their fists began to destroy everything around them.
This is unbelievable. Mr. Goku's power has raised so high that he's even able to match Mr. Beerus 100%. I'm much more powerful than Mr. Beerus. I'll kill that damn Saiyan once and for all.
Frieza at that moment would throw a treacherous attack, however Goku would realize it by teleporting quickly and with a strong blow would pierce Frieza, leaving him on the ground badly wounded. Even though Frieza was in his black transformation, he wasn't able to withstand such a blow.
You better go back to hell. Soon I'll send you to Vegeta's trash to keep you company. I hope you don't think of coming back to life.
Goku at that moment, without any mercy, would throw a large sphere of red energy, which would quickly disintegrate him, leaving everyone surprised, including Vegeta, who knew that Kakarot was not like that.
Why are you so surprised? This is normal. The being that gave his life to protect you died. I'm Kakarot, the Annihilator.
The essence of my friend Goku is pure evil. I don't like that. Guards, Daishaken, finish with both beings and don't let their souls go to paradise or hell. I want you to finish with all traces of their existence.
Of course, great Zeno-sama. Whatever you order.
Daishaken would continue to observe everything that was happening. That's right, even the most powerful Daishaken-sama was nervous to witness how Beerus, the most powerful god of all, was not able to do anything against Son Goku. Both Guardians launched themselves against Goku, who was not able to dodge a combo attack, causing him some damage.
Well, apparently all the beings of this era are much more powerful than the beings of the future.
Black would leave Vegeta in terrible condition, even making him return to his base state.
I'm tired of playing with you. It's time for me to end your pathetic life.
Black would begin to charge a large sphere of energy. However, in one leap, he was able to dodge Trunks, who was able to cut him with a sword.
I forgot about you. I thought you had gone to another timeline. But this is perfect. I'll be able to finish you and the Duck Prince.
Trunks, get out of here. You don't have the power to face him. He'll fish you off without even realizing it.
Of course not. I'll become very powerful. I'm able to face this wretch.
But the words of Vegeta had been true, because Black at that moment, with a great blow, would leave him out of combat and would approach Trunks.
As I know, the more the Saiyans get angry, the more their power increases. Let's see how much power you can increase with the death of your pathetic son.
Black at that moment would create a great sword of energy, which would cut the head of Trunks. All the gods and angels were very surprised by what Black had done. At that moment that the head of Trunks was about to fall to the ground, Black would make it ashes along with his body. With a great attack of energy, Vegeta, to witness the death of his son, began to increase his power again in a way so surprising that even would draw the attention of Goku.
So Black ended the life of Trunks insect. Apparently he helped him to reach a new level.
Vegeta would continue to increase his power, activating the Ultra Ego again. But unlike before, the power that Vegeta emanated was much more destructive and powerful.
That's much more credible. The power of Vegeta by the Fury was able to defeat his Ultra Ego at level 2. The Ultra Ego is a power that depends on the anger, unlike the Ultra Instinct, which is able to calm and peace that the body possesses.
Vegeta, without saying anything about it, would launch himself against Black. Meanwhile, Goku was finishing with both Guardians since he had left Beerus and Jiren very badly wounded, so that they would not be hindrances in the battle.
Damn, the power of those bastards is something big. They're focusing on me to use a little more of my true power.
Simple mortal, you're nothing compared to us. I don't know what happened to you, but you would have stayed in the dimension you were in, and at least you wouldn't have died.
I would have stayed in that place? Well, listen then. You made me furious, and right now I'll finish with each of you.
Goku at that moment increased his power to the max, managing to observe the face of an Ozaru. That's right, Goku was transforming into Super Saiyan 4 Blue. The power that he released was so much that it made the whole kingdom shake out of nowhere.
The power that Son Goku is releasing is amazing. I don't even know if I'd be able to stop it.
The moment Goku finished his transformation, he began to exchange blows with the Guardians. But unlike before, this time it was Goku who was putting them in trouble. Goku's power had soared so much that the Guardians had no chance.
I'm no longer interested in knowing about you, Vegeta. I'll finish you. I'll face Daishinkan, who will be a worthy rival.
Black at that moment would take Vegeta by the neck despite having aggressive energy. The energy that Black was using was much more aggressive, managing to disintegrate Vegeta.
I want to continue fighting. You choose. All the angels against me, or a battle with the great priest Daishinkan.
Black had finished with the lives of Vegeta and Trunks in a few seconds, while Goku had been able to knock out Jiren along with Beerus, the most powerful god among the 12. Not enough with this, he was able to finish with Frieza. Goku would continue exchanging blows with both Guardians, which were putting him in some trouble. At that moment, Black would repeat again what he had said a few minutes ago.
Would no one be able to face me? Then I'll choose my opponents.
Black at that precise moment had launched himself against all 12 angels. That's right, Black had created a scythe of energy directed at all the angels.
Angels, attack position! Finish with that damn Saiyan.
The 12 Guardian Angels had placed themselves in battle pose to be ready to face Black. At that precise moment, all the angels launched themselves against Black, but to everyone's surprise, Black was dodging each of their blows. However, it was becoming very complicated. At that moment, a big explosion was felt in the whole kingdom out of nowhere. That's right, Goku had created a big explosion to send both Guardians to fly, since Goku was in trouble.
Wow, it seems they're worthy of fighting against 45% of my power.
Goku at that moment increased his power a little more, and at an incredible speed, he had sent them both to fly with a few blows. However, the Guardians would not be left behind.
Duel Divine Annihilator!
At that moment, one of the Guardians sent Goku flying with a great blow, while the other began to charge a great attack, being even more powerful when the second Guardian had increased the destructive power of the attack.
Apparently, they've ended the life of my friend Goku, but it was the best thing for the 12 universes. So the power that he was giving off was negative in its totality.
After the smoke dissipated, everyone was able to observe Goku, who had stopped it with one hand, leaving both Guardians surprised, including Daishinkan.
Son Goku's power is big enough to take on both Guardians. It won't be easy at all to take these guys down.
They've been good opponents, but they're not able to give me a real battle.
Goku at that moment would move at lightning speed, cutting the heads of both Guardians in a matter of seconds. Goku at that moment would appear in front of Daishinkan.
You're the one I want to fight with. I want to see for myself how incredible your power is said to be.
Goku at that moment would direct a great fist to Daishinkan, which was able to stop him. All the gods as well as the angels had rejoiced since their last hope had entered the battlefield. Daishinkan at that moment would grant him a great blow, sending him to fly to hundreds of mountains around him. At that moment that Goku recovered, he would feel a great pain in all his face since that's where Daishinkan had granted him a great blow.
I know it'll be a difficult battle, but I know I'm capable of defeating you, mortal.
We won't know until that fight happens.
Meanwhile, with the battle of Black against the Angels, Black was a little hurt, but on the part of the Angels had already fallen 8 of them, leaving only 4. At that time, Black, to realize the power of Daishinkan even exceeded the power of Daishinkan at that time, Black began to take the battle much more seriously, being able to kill 2 more of them. That's right, Black had finished with a large sphere of energy, but at that moment he noticed that Vados and Whis were still standing.
We won't let you interrupt our father's battle. We know that Mr. Goku's much more powerful than you. If the 2 of you face him, it'll be a problem.
You're right. Kakarot's much more powerful than me, but that doesn't mean you won't be able to stop me. Watch this.
Black at that moment began to increase his power in an incredible way. Lightning fell all over the place. That's right, the power of an extremely powerful being had appeared again. Black in that instant had accessed the Super Saiyan Phase 4 Rose, leaving everyone surprised.
Do you think you can face me with this power? I doubt it, since they don't possess the necessary key to make even a scratch on me, and I'll leave them with proof of my power.
Black at that moment would teleport, appearing behind both angels, which were the most powerful. Regardless of this, Black began to humiliate them in an incredible way. Returning to the battle of Goku and Daishinkan, the battle seemed to be very even. However, the power of Daishinkan at every moment was becoming much bigger. While Goku was already using all his power, Daishinkan at that moment in one of his fingers would create a large sphere of energy. At that moment of throwing it, it would become a giant sphere. Goku would try to stop it, but it had become useless. Goku was involved in that great explosion. Black at the moment had been able to end the lives of both angels, and in the same way he was surprised to not feel the key of Kakarot. Daishinkan would return to observe him in an intimidating way, and without mediating words, began to give him a beating to Black.
If Son Goku wasn't able to beat me, you won't be able to do anything to me. Kakarot, are you dead? This is the only beginning of our revenge.
Daishinkan, who was massacring Black at that moment, he realized that the whole kingdom from nothing would start to shake in an incredible way. At that moment, a great light would appear in front of everyone, and in the same way, you could see a Goku, which seemed to be in its base state, but something different, with the color of his eyes, which were an intimidating gray. Goku at that moment would observe Daishinkan massacring Black, and at a speed that no one was able to observe, he was able to give a great blow, sending Daishinkan to fly hundreds of meters back.
Black, are you okay? Get away from here. I'll take care of that bastard.
Kakarot, is that you? How did you get that power? This is unbelievable.
Goku wouldn't say a single word. He just started to give some hits to Daishinkan, which this time caused a lot of damage. After an exchange of blows where Daishinkan was a little affected, Daishinkan decided to increase his power a little more. Balancing the battle a little more, Beerus, who had already recovered thanks to the help of the other gods, was surprised to realize that Son Goku had been able to reach the Ultra Instinct. However, he had not mastered it 100% because at the time of attacking, Goku was still thinking about his movements. Beerus at that moment would observe how Black was recovering his energy.
I must not give time to that other bastard to recover. If he does it, he'll be the end of us all. Even if I have to sacrifice myself for the 12 universes, I'll do it.
Beerus at that very moment would launch an attack against Black, starting to fight in a very even battle. Since Black at the time of fighting with Daishinkan had decreased too much with his battle level, not having the overwhelming power of before. Meanwhile with Zeno-sama, this was very nervous to realize that not even Daishinkan was able to end the life of Son Goku.
Hell, if I don't do something, that miserable mortal will end my life. I must do something right now. Must not allow him to become more powerful.
The battle between the two continued. However, when Black began to take a little advantage, all the 11 remaining gods had joined the battle.
We're not beings of low power that you could just ignore. We're destroyer gods. Between all of us, we'll finish you off. Thanks, brother. I owe you one.
At that moment, a great energy of destruction was approaching Black. That's right, 6 of the gods had launched that great attack with the intention of ending Black's life once and for all. However, the powerful Black was stopping the great energy in an incredible way. Black at that moment was able to throw it to the sky where it exploded. At that moment, the 12 gods were launched against Black. Although their blows were not so powerful, they were able to do considerable damage by hitting in the same place for a few times.
Damn it, these bastards have finished me off. I can't do anything.
Meanwhile, with Goku, both were much more evenly matched. However, Goku in his mind would listen to his evil side, as his Kakarot would have been manifested.
Goku, it's me, the sadistic, cold, murderous, cruel part of your whole being. I can make you activate 100% of the state you're using.
Goku, while exchanging blows, was communicating with his inner part.
How would you be able to do this? And why would I trust you?
You're me, and I'm you. If you die, I'll die too. So what we do is to go back and be a being of one like we were born.
Okay, if it makes my power increase, I'll do it, because I have to help Black.
Understood, Son Goku. Energy vein adaptation completed. Union finalized. Ultra final instinct. Ultra perfect instinct activated.
Goku at that moment began to fill with energy and a brightness that could be observed to Goku, with white hair leaving Daishinkan surprised, which had felt the increase of power in Son Goku.
This can't be happening. Son Goku's power had skyrocketed. He even activated the perfect Ultra Instinct that's practically impossible for a mortal.
Goku at that moment would give a great blow to Daishinkan, which would leave him on the ground badly wounded, and would quickly go to where Black was, ending the lives of some gods in one move.
I have to finish with the lives of 7 God Destroyers. I guess you could do something about the other 5. Don't defraud me, Black.
Goku at that moment would quickly return to great speed, and with incredible precision would be able to give a beating to Daishinkan, which this time was not able to do anything against the Saiyan that had exceeded its limits.
It seems that I have no choice but to invoke the demon god Demigra. If I don't do it, this bastard will kill everyone, including me.
Zeno-sama at that moment began to recite a very old ritual which only Daishinkan understood.
Don't do it, Zeno-sama. This Saiyan doesn't kill us, the demon god will. You must bet everything. My friend Goku's not the same as before.
At that moment, a pentagram would form all over the kingdom out of nowhere. Nothing out of the ordinary is happening. That's right, the powerful Demigra, after millions of years, was just waking up. Goku, without giving it importance, would continue fighting with Daishinkan. However, with only 3 minutes of the battle, Goku was about to give one of his final blows, just as Black was about to end the life of the god of Beerus. At that moment, both were dragged to the ground by a pressure which brought everyone to their knees.
What? Why can't you move me?
What's going on? Is this pressure even higher than the pressure of the king at all?
At that moment, everyone would be surprised to observe a strange being.
Gods and Supreme Angel Daishinkan, we meet again after millions of years, but this time I'm here to help you, so don't worry.
Demigra would return to observe both subjects, and at that moment, lightning began to fall all over the place as Demigra was increasing his power a little. What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.